What up, what up, what up? Hey, everybody, hope you're doing well. Hey, I just want to let you know, I know everybody can't always support and donate to the podcast, but hey, if you can do a one-time donation, I put up a Buy Me a Coffee link in this description of the podcast. So if you go to the description of the podcast, it'll be at the bottom, and you can just go to that link, and you can buy me a cup of coffee, or two if you want. And that would just help support the show, and I can wake up a little bit more and bring you more info. So thanks for listening to the podcast. If you can donate, that would be much appreciated. And let's get on to the show. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the Lockdown Universe, home of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO, legend, and paranormal lore. Welcome back, welcome back. Happy to be back. Hopefully you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves. Hopefully you're not becoming Big Macs or double cheeseburgers as some of these cows in Utah are, and we're about to get into that. But hey, before I jump into that, I hope you guys are doing excellent, taking care of yourselves during these holiday time periods in the year. Starting to put out some holiday decorations, and it's been wonderful. Starting to build the new lab. Hopefully have that up soon and be able to bring you some more video podcasts. But I love alien stuff and alien stories and all kinds of different paranormal stories, so I want to bring them to you. This one is really interesting. They found 3 cattle, and not just living cattle, but cattle carcasses found on the roof of an abandoned Utah home, and this is reported by Newsweek, which is pretty credible news source. Now, what's cool about this is that there's not only this article, but there's also an article of a live singular cattle that was found on the top of a Utah home as well. So we'll get into both of them. Now, this one's really interesting because it involves a photographer by the name of Stephanie Hull, who stumbled onto something that caused her jaw to drop. Now, she goes and explores rural Utah all the time. She takes pictures all the time. She sees weird things. But she described this discovery of 3 cattle that were passed away on the top of this abandoned home as one of the most disturbing, spookiest things she's ever found. And she was alone. She stated that she lives in northern Wisconsin, but she was in Utah. She travels all over the United States to take photos. She said, I started exploring a little over 5 years ago. It was on one of her exploring trips that she found the cattle remains lying eerily on top of a building. Now, this building isn't short. This building is relatively tall. There's a lot of theories as to how these animals got on top of this building. There's pictures of it on this Newsweek article, which I can put in the comments section and the description section so you can go check out. Pictures of this abandoned structure in the Utah desert with 3 dead cows on the roof. And she actually has pictures on her Instagram, which is at StephanieK22. She states, it was crazy to see. It was almost shocking when we pulled up to the house. It's in the middle of nowhere in the desert of Utah. A lot of people who grow up in normal cities have houses that are right next to each other, but out in the middle of Utah, this thing was literally just out in the middle of nowhere. Really bizarre. And so it's weird to see 3 carcasses on the top of a building. And according to these pictures, these cattle are at least 9 to 10 feet up on this ranch or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure if it's a house or if it's supposed to be a store or a church or something. I'm not sure. So she states that this unusual find got her 180,000 views and left people scratching their heads, obviously. Now, here's where it gets weird with the theories, okay? One of the theories is that mountain lions, they say, will do this. They take large prey up into trees and other places off the ground. Suggested viewer Aliana CEW. Another TikTok user said that ranchers probably put them up there to not entice coyotes to check his herd. Okay. Others have some more unusual theories, like Mr. M. Reed suggested an unusual scene might be the result of a flood. So they're thinking maybe a flood caused them to launch up there. It's the middle of the desert, man. There's not going to be floods in the middle of the desert. They say that Utah's rugged landscapes and mining and pioneering history have made it a favorite spot for a lot of archaeological and paleontological discoveries. Now, this gets into some really interesting territory. I've just been watching Outer Range, and if you haven't seen Outer Range, you should definitely watch it because it has a lot of sci-fi stuff with a Western twist. And one of the twists in the show is that there's all these bison that are running in this field in Wyoming where this show takes place. And some of these bison are shot with bows and arrows. And some believe that these bows and arrows are the result of these bison being time travelers and just happening to find a portal and running through it. They also discovered mastodons in this show, which would lend itself to the idea that there was a portal allowing these uh, creatures from the Pleistocene era to come through and wander into our current time era. Now, that's what's interesting here is that this is out in the middle of nowhere, and a lot of people believe that aliens take cows and they do incisions on them and bring them back and they take what they want, mouth size, anuses, whatever, genitalia, and they're using them for experiments, and then they drop them back off. The difficult thing with these particular carcasses is that there's not much left, so it's not like your typical alien remains of a cattle. These are dead dead cattle. So you got to wonder, how did they get up there? Why would they be up there? Um, if there was a flood, would they jump up in there? Could they even jump up in there? You're talking about a tremendously heavy animal. What, 2,000 pounds, 1,800, 2,000 pounds? These things are enormous. Can they jump up to 10 feet? Probably not. However, they also posit the theory that a mountain lion could have dragged it up there. Now, mountain lions are tremendously powerful. However, dragging them up into the top of a building and then eating them up on the top of the building, it would have to be tremendously strong to carry something that's 10 times its weight. Now, we know that mountain lions do hunt wildebeest in Africa, and they hunt basically anything. And you can see videos of mountain lions and lions dragging things up trees and skillfully being able to grab them and put them where they want and then finish them off. But a 2,000-pound cow, steer, I just don't see it. It's too heavy. And some people say it's defying the laws of physics. Some people will say that cats themselves defy the laws of physics. But I just don't see that happening. I see it that I would see easily that it would eat the deer if it wanted to, but not up. Not being able to drag it up a 10-foot tall building to get up on top of the roof. I just don't see that. Now there is another article where a steer actually did get on top of I believe it is a Utah farm as well. Yep. So this is from the Daily Mail back in January 2023, January 6, 2023. The title is great. It says, "Don't move. The cow somehow ends up stranded on a roof of a Utah farm before slipping off a snow-covered barn and trotting away unharmed." I love this story. So this is really interesting too, right? Because it posits that it's possible um, that a creature could get up there. However, um, the angle in which this building, this farmhouse or cattle house angle of the roof made it possible for this thing to get up. The angle comes down to about what appears to be maybe 3.5, 4 feet. a cow could get up that. So I think that it's definitely possible that this would be just a standard scenario, and the cow was able to get off even. So let's talk about this particular article. So this did happen in Utah. Um, let's see. A farmer shared hilarious footage of a cow which managed to get onto a roof. Brady Farnsworth, age 26, from Altamont, Utah, um, spotted it on his father-in-law's farm. Mr. Farnsworth said he will now name the cow due to her newfound name. Well, I wonder what the newfound name will be. But they shared the hilarious footage of the mischievous cow that managed to make her way onto the roof of the barn. The 26-year-old farmer says he's seen cows do all kinds of things, but he has never before seen a cow on a roof before. The video of the cow shows it trotting along the roof before looking towards the camera and attempting to walk down the side. Uh, this is reminiscent of that song by Ludacris, that "Moo Bee Get Out the Way," if you remember that song. Anyway, so they're puzzled how it got up there, but you can see in this picture that the roof slants down almost like 3.5 feet because there's a window over off to the side that's just a foot off of the ground. It's definitely possible this cow could have got up there. I mean, cows are really heavy. Their legs are kind of small. You kind of got to wonder how they can navigate as well as they do. But it was up there, and then they also had, now there was no snow at the time that this happened, but then they have another photo of maybe last year where there was pictures of hoof prints that a cheeky cow left in the snow-covered barn roof where she got down. As the cow trots to the other side, the farmer can be heard saying, "Where the F is she going?" And then she shows where she's able to get down, and the camera points towards a snow-covered barn roof which has hoof prints on it. And then they move the camera to show the field of cows and zooms in on them as they all stare at him. "I took the videos," he said, "because I've not seen a cow on a roof and I wanted to show everybody." Now, this cow is 6 years old. His name is Sim Angus. She didn't have a name before, but since becoming famous, they had to find a suitable name for her. Sim Angus. I'm not sure what that means. But, there's other videos of cows being smashed through the barns. And we've talked about this on other podcasts. They've been smashed through the barns. And the video shows this poor cow just getting slammed through the roof, goes right through the roof because the camera's on the inside of the barn, sees the cow fly through the roof, just debris and just wood flying everywhere, and the other cows are like, "Oh my God," and they're running away. And this cow gets slammed on these bars that, basically hold them in a pen. So not only does this cow get smashed through the roof, but also smashed onto these bars. And some people will say, "Oh, well, that's just a cow that got on top of the roof." Well, there's not that many, and they have this photo and video, and that's all they have. There's not a lot of videos out there of cows getting on top of roofs. It's not that common. We have a lot of alien reports that show that we believe aliens kidnapped them and killed them and took their flesh. So I believe that video shows an alien abduction where they just dropped the cow back down. Maybe it was an interrupted abduction because the cow looked alive, probably in a lot of pain, but it looked alive and didn't look like it had anything cut off of its face or its eyes or anything like that. One has to wonder if our military didn't come in, interrupt that abduction event, and they just dropped it and rolled out. One also has to wonder, why the hell did they have to keep kidnapping these cows? They have done this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. They have enough DNA to create the space cows for the hybrids, which is apparently what they're doing, why they're doing it. Why do they need more DNA? Do they need more DNA because the cows are evolving over time? Are these cows changing their molecular structure over time, and the aliens need that to create new space cows? Are they changing spiritually inside, and that spirituality change transfers over into their molecular structure? A lot of people believe that that's true. A lot of people believe that we carry our DNA and our memories through our DNA, through our molecules, through our children, and down into the different generations. And therefore, maybe they need a new breed to capture this new soul development, and that new soul development changes the process of what they feed to their own hybrids, and so that they can more adequately adapt. One of the things I've come across recently and I thought was really interesting was there's this theory of black-eyed children. The black-eyed children are Eastern philosophy, urban legend that transferred over to America that states that they're the harbingers of bad things to come. It made me think, well, what would be a rational explanation for a black-eyed child? One has to believe that it could be a hybrid alien, and that the grays have black eyes, and if they're making hybrid children and trying to fit into society, maybe they're just dropping them off and they got black eyes, and sometimes maybe they can hide it with their telepathic capability, maybe they can't sometimes. And people are reporting these events and these encounters all over the place. So when we talk about these cattle abductions and the funny stories about cattle getting up on the roofs themselves, we also have to talk about the fact that they are part of the alien abduction phenomenon for cattle, as well as the alien abduction phenomenon for humans, for their hybrid programs. So, something to chew on. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll do a little bit more exploration into the cattle as well as the hybrid phenomenon. And we've got a lot of great information coming out about different programs that have been run on Gaia, so I'll bring you those. And I hope you continue to tune in and enjoy them as I enjoy bringing them to you. So I hope you guys have a great evening. Take care of yourself spiritually, physically, emotionally. Do something fun for yourself. Get an ice cream. I don't know, make a healthy dinner. Go for a walk. Do something artful. Spend some time with family. Take care of your loved ones. Follow through on your hobbies and your goals and your dreams, whatever they may be. And as always, continue to question the universe around you. Please go like, follow, share, subscribe, and we'll be back hopefully tomorrow with another podcast. Take care of yourselves, guys. Lockdown Universe out.